Hello YouTube, if you haven't seen, I've been back to streaming and playing League for about a month now, and Riot just released their dev update, so let's have a look at what the future of 2026 is gonna be for League.
Hey everyone, I'm Paul, aka Pabro.
And I'm Andre, also known as Medler. Today is February 9th, and we're back for the second dev update of 2026. To kick things off, we wanted to talk a little about how some of the gameplay changes from January have landed. Game pacing has been a frequent topic we've seen that has some pretty polarized opinions. By design, there is a bit less downtime in the game. Overall game durations, though, are about the same as last year, due in part to some reductions in how much early leads can be snowballed.
Phalites have been doing a good job of setting up.
What I will say is I played a little bit in the 2 years that I was gone, with like the Artacan changes and Baron delay and whatnot. And I'll say this season feels a little bit more like classic League of Legends, which personally I do like. So yeah, I don't mind the changes so far when it comes to Summoner's Rift.
Safer side lanes for effective split pushing, which has improved top lane agency. But we're still not sure about other aspects, like how much it lights up the jungle, so we made some initial adjustments in 26.3. That said, it has given us some tuning levers to enable balance of split pushing versus objectives at various points in the game. So we're going to be keeping an eye on them moving forward.
And as for role quests, we've seen a clear consensus that they add some depth and additional fantasy to each role. Additionally, we've seen more satisfaction in roles that historically have kind of struggled at turning winning lanes into winning games, like ADC and top in particular. Moving forwards, we're going to be keeping an eye on those roles, as we're seeing quite a bit of later game power coming from them right now.
We've also been
Yeah, I was gonna say like the Phalites is okay. I think the extra vision is nice. It doesn't feel too overwhelming. And the quest roles, or role quest or whatever you wanna call them, I like the idea of it. I just think that they are a bit imbalanced in that ADC can now have 7 items, right? And top lane gets more XP and can reach level 20 and get like a mega OP TP, meaning that they can go not TP in lane and still have TP outside of lane. And I actually saw a tweet recently that it's a lot better to use combat summoners on top lane because you essentially get a free TP anyway. So yeah, if you're a top lane player, apparently you're not supposed to take TP. Just use combat summoner instead.
keeping an eye on the items that made a comeback at the start of the season. We're seeing high adoption rate from the champions who historically built these items, like Gunblade on Akali or Stormrazor on Aphelios and Jhin.
Stormrazor on Graves,
So
hey, we love to see it.
If there are any items you'd like to see return, please let us know. We might bring a couple more back at some point.
Except DF.
Bring back Duskblade, please. Yeah, Duskblade, still missed that item.
We're not doing DFG.
Oh, he said it.
Okay, moving on to ranked, we wanted to talk about some of the under the hood changes we made this year and how those have panned out. We've seen more of you start and stay consistent with your climbs than in previous seasons. Average time to get into game is down substantially, about 30% on average, which is great to see, with lobby dodges dropping from 19% of lobbies to just 4%, a major contributor.
On the MMR distribution side of things, we made some adjustments to address a range of cases where the ranked system wasn't doing a good job of identifying and distinguishing between different skill levels. For example, we've historically had an outsized population in Iron, around 14% of players globally, consisting
That's crazy,
of mostly
14%
seasoned
in
veterans.
Iron?
And we
Goddamn.
want Iron to be a place for truly new players rather than a home for people long term. So we chose to adjust the MMR to rank correlation to get more experienced players out of Iron and keep Iron a true home for new players.
Now, even that adjustment might still not be enough to really distinguish between different skill levels, and we might someday even need an entirely new rank below Iron. We also identified actually similar issues.
I did hear something about they were gonna introduce the wood rank, which been a meme since the beginning of League. And I think it's because they had wood rank in Arena or something. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how bad it is in Iron. So if anyone is in Iron, let me know how it is down there. I will say the fact that dodging is almost not a thing anymore. In some aspects it's nice, like you get into the game faster and whatnot, but there are some lobbies that I would still like to dodge due to bad draft or being autofilled, and then I know they have introduced Ages of Valor and whatnot, but still, I think they should have nerfed dodging, but not completely removed it, so that a dodge counts as a full loss. But yeah.
Towards the top of the ladder. The skill differential between a player in Diamond 4 and Diamond 1 was roughly the equivalent of the difference between, say, Bronze 4 and High Silver.
True.
We don't want too large a difference in how people understand the game between the top and bottom of each rank, so we concluded that we needed to spread that player base over a wider range of ranks. That meant widening the MMR range for Master, which makes the LP requirement for Grandmaster and Challenger higher, even though there's the same number of players in each of those tier. Now, this also means that players who were historically towing the line of Diamond 1 and Master have likely been moved into Master this season.
A potential follow-up is that we might now also need additional tiers or divisions at the Apex tiers, given just how substantial the difference between a 0 LP Masters player and a 900 LP Masters player is. We see these sorts of changes to rank distributions as a natural part of League being a long-lived game. When we first built the ranked system in 2010, we saw a much smaller gap in everyone across all ranks. As players have gotten significantly better at League, we've made adjustment to the system over the years to better reflect the ever more varied range of skill levels, and we'll want to continue to do that moving forwards where we need to.
Overall, the redistribution this year is looking generally healthy so far. We fixed a few early issues, including a bug that allowed some people to move through Apex ranks faster than intended, and another issue where in some cases high-ranked duos were being treated a bit too favorably. Coming up next, possibly even
I mean, yeah, as they say, the difference between D4 and D1 back in the day is equivalent of almost to an entire, like, ranks, like, as they said, Bronze 4 to Silver 1 or whatever. And that is true, and that will always be the case that, let's say a 400 LP difference is gonna be increasingly bigger the higher elo you go. So imagine a 0 LP master player against 900 LP master player. I mean, they don't do that type of matchmaking. At least not during prime time on eWest. I have seen some screenshots of like late night solo queue sessions where the matchmaking goes completely crazy. But it's nice to see that Riot acknowledges that some people are elo inflated. Like they said, like if they're D1 previous seasons, they're gonna be master tier now. The problem is we don't really want that because they're saying that, oh, it looks generally healthy. Meanwhile, Grandmaster is over 1000 LP and Challenger is getting close to 1400 LP. And 2000 LP does not even feel special anymore. Like way back in the day, Challenger 1000 LP was like for top 10 players. And then due to ETH inflation and whatnot, introducing Grandmaster, etc., then the new top 10 line was basically 2000 LP. But now a lot of people can get 2000 LP. So yeah, I don't know. I did see a tweet today from Fruxon saying that they were gonna fix the LP gains. But the issue is what they did is they gave people way too good LP gains in the beginning. People abused it, spammed a lot of games, and then they over-nerfed it so people got too little LP gains and lost too much, and then they dropped a bit. And then now they kind of maybe found like a middle ground. But it has been, what, a solid 2 months with over a month being people getting too much LP gains. That is kind of similar to Season 9. It just ends up ruining the higher elo ladder, but eventually throughout the end of the season it will get fixed, but for a long time it's gonna feel kind of bad. And I don't think Riot understands how many players more or less got elo inflated in that first month. But they do acknowledge that, hey, some people get elo inflated, like a typical D1 player will now be master this season, so.
live around the time this
But they're
video
not gonna
goes out.
fix it,
We
sadly.
have some further improvements
They're
to
not
how
gonna
we
reset the
reliably
ladder.
match auto-filled players against other auto-filled players in the same role, plus some additional improvements to secondary role parity across the teams. Now though, we're going to hand things over to a familiar face, and a new one, to talk a bit about Shyvana.
Hello current and future Shyvana mains. I'm Ed, the product manager on Shyvana's update.
Good to see you, Ed. I'm still Pabro, and we're here to talk to you about Shyvana and how we approached her update, which is coming next patch.
When we announce
Next
a champion
patch,
update,
damn.
it can be both a super exciting moment for mains, but it can also cause a little apprehension. Sometimes we've taken bigger swings that didn't really resonate with those mains, and when we started on Shyvana, we really wanted to hit with those of you who love her. So throughout the process, we brought a wide variety of her mains out to our office in LA to give us feedback on her gameplay, her art,
What's that?
variety of her
Meteors?
mains out to our office in
Yeah. Is this not Meteors?
LA to give us feedback on her gameplay, her art, and everything in between.
Shyvana's Q was something that her mains really wanted to preserve. Before her update, it was one of her main ways to stack Fury, and its double hit is a great way to clear wards quickly. In her updated design, it will still provide an attack reset, and it now has recast
The
that quickly
tail
when
looks a
attacking,
bit
so she
weird,
can still clear
no?
wards and apply on-hit effects with ease.
Additionally, it
Looks like
applies
a little
melee
bit
damage for
mixed
health
between
clears,
Shyvana
which is another
and
part of her kit
Avatar.
that we really wanted to carry over based on feedback. Another area that we wanted
Or is
to
that
not
just me? I
only
don't know.
carry over but improve based on that feedback was her passive.
During the playtest, we had our passive grant bonus armor and magic resist based off the number of large minions and monsters Shyvana kills, rather than just dragons. That was something everyone liked, but they wanted to see it applied to more parts of her kit. So now it also amps her W shield.
Oh, dragon
and
form looks
grants
good
more
though.
health in dragon form.
Beyond specifics of her gameplay though, something we heard from a lot of her mains, fan artists, and other creators is that they really wanted her to feel like an epic dragon. And so we did.
Shyvana's dragon form will actually be a dragon now, and when she attacks in dragon form, not only will her abilities change, but she will use her wings and her claws and her fangs to fight her enemies. And finally, Shyvana's dragon form and her dragon form ability size now increase with the rank of her ultimate.
Okay,
We
that's
still
kind of
want
nice.
Shyvana to find success whether building as an AD or AP bruiser. That said, we know a few of you really love to play magic artillery mage Shyvana, so we made sure to keep that playstyle intact, just not as our most optimal build path. We can't wait for all of you to get a chance to play Shyvana when she hits the Rift in patch 26.6.
She's probably gonna
Let's
be
talk
mega
about her
broken.
skins. All of Shyvana's skins will be available, including her vaulted skin, and we're bringing back a special leg day bundle. If you know, you know.
And for all the Shyvana mains out there who gave us feedback, really thank you for being part of this process with us.
All right, that's it for now. Thank you, Ed. Andre's coming back.
Dragon form looks
Okay,
nice. Human
shifting gears a
form,
bit, we
not
wanted
so
to give you
sure.
an update on ARAM Mayhem. The update we mentioned
Hey, shout out
in
ARAM
January
Mayhem.
is live now,
I
and we
played it a
wanted to
little
address
bit,
the outpouring of love
but I've seen
and
a lot
support
of
for the mode,
clips
which has been incredible. You've all
on
shown us how much you love it by playing and playing and
shorts
playing and
or
playing and
something.
playing. We're going to keep
It
working
looks
on Mayhem to add
fun.
more of the things you've shown us that you love. Controlled chaos and fun. And as always, we'll iterate and adjust if something ends up drowning that out, like a bit of recent augment balance has.
We're going to be keeping Mayhem on for a while longer. We don't have a specific end date in mind yet, but we'll be keeping an eye on how long y'all want to keep playing it and how we can support the mode going forward. We'll also be back to talk more about Mayhem plans in a future dev update. But for now, be sure to check out the recent update and let us know what you think. And finally, we want to address some common questions from the internet. So you ready, Andre?
Always.
Okay. When is WASD coming to ranked?
WASD will come to ranked when it is ready. We don't have an exact timeline yet. We want to make sure we've got a
Thank
few more
God.
features in, addressed a couple of outstanding balance
Didn't they
issues,
nerf it
and
actually?
we should be good to go.
Apparently when they just released it, it was
Can
mega
you
OP.
bring Twisted Treeline back.
Ooh, Twisted
Not
Tree
working
Line,
on this right now,
3v3.
but I'll be real, we'd like to someday. Unfortunately, it's not as easy as just flipping on a switch, as some things need to be entirely rebuilt in the League engine nowadays, but it is something we are excited and nostalgic for, so maybe. Where is True Skill 2?
So we kind of may have counted our chickens before they hatched on True Skill 2. We're still evaluating whether or not it's the right tool for League. In some respects, it's performing really well, and
True Skill 2, isn't that the thing where it's based like on your in-game performance? Something about like the LP and whatever. If I'm wrong, please correct me in comment section.
other respects we might be better served by making further improvements to our existing custom matchmaking system. We'll keep you posted. Why don't we add more bans to League?
We don't think League is better if everyone's favorite champion is banned, because realistically, the most popular champions tend to be the ones who are banned the most. Banning is about giving everyone a chance to exclude whatever they least want to play against, or with in some cases. So
You get one bullet.
there you
Use it
go.
wisely.
He said it. Is there a new champion coming for Season 1?
No, we're not going to be doing a new
Thank God,
champion in
I can't
Season
take
1
any more
this
new
year.
champions.
We're focusing instead right now on the large update to League, the one we'll talk more about after MSI. We will, however, have a new champion coming out in Season
Okay,
2.
so there will be a new
relates to the thematics of
champion.
both Season 1
Eventually.
and Season 2. Paul, are we going to kill more champions in the lore? Who dies next?
The answer is maybe. I don't know. It could be potentially who I'm losing my next ranked game to. I don't know. But seriously though, we think there is some tension and a lot of value and immersion to the experience when we do that, but we don't want to kill champions lightly. Some champions are dead, some are gone and not coming back, and some may return in the future. So the answer is and always will be maybe. Are you making more improvements to inting, griefing, or bots?
Yes, we are. We've always got ongoing work going on in the space. We think it's one of the most important things to make League a better experience. And we've got a large ban wave coming up to about 1 million.
1 million,
or
damn.
illegally transferred accounts that have been played in the past year. We'll let you know more as time goes on. Will this year have a year-long narrative?
Every year is going to be different.
Wait, why did they say inting, griefers, and bots? And then he said yes, but then he said, yeah, we're gonna ban 1 million bots. It's like, but what about the inters and the griefers? Like, what? Because I've been playing with some people, and I very often get the report feedback notification, but it doesn't feel like anything happens. And when it does happen, it's typically just a warning to the player who got punished. And I don't think I got LP back ever. So, yeah, what the fuck?
There will be some connection between Seasons 1 and 2 this year, but not so much as last year. Season 3 will be more standalone, and you're going to see why it's going to make sense later in the year.
Okay, Paul, and a critical question for you. Can Shyvana...
Okay, so that's more or less the end. They just have an outro, but we're not going to watch that. I do have a few questions, though. How... They're saying there's going to be a Season 1, 2, and maybe 3. Is the ladder in solo queue gonna be reset this year, or is it just one long season with no resets? If anyone knows, please let me know in the comment section. But